Okay, today we are going to try to start our breakout game, and I did go ahead and create a new project, and basically copied some of the code that I already had on the other, test playground console application. Just a menu, get a username, and then play breakout, and the play breakout is it's just the same Pong game I just had. So I haven't done anything other than, so if I go run it, it's the same Pong game, and I do have a brick, one brick item, and it's just a new object I created, and I'll walk you through what I did and see if you can make it better and improve it. So the basic program right now is I brought some of the objects that I had built from the other sample application I was doing, but then there's this one application or class. It's just the loop for breakout game. Basically, it's just a loop, infinite loop, and it has a bouncing ball. There's a ball. There's a starting position and starting position of the ball is essentially created by my object. I could have called it my ball or something like that, but which is fine. And then there's the bat, and again, all this stuff I walked through the last couple of videos I was doing. So the new object I created is brick, and on the brick, it's just got it's a simple class. It's got my point, which is the XY coordinates of it, and then it's got a width and a height. So the constructor, you pass in the width and the height. I have some colors in there so I can use them later on. But and then if you wanted to move the object, which we're not going to do anything with this right now, I'll just comment it out for now. Um, and then the render part. Now we are rendering it to the buffer, so I'm just using the buffer class. But I mean, there's better ways to do this. But like I said, you want to get things in the basic, simplest way into the system as you understand it, and then you can, uh, improve on it. For now, it's just gonna do a double loop in the height and the x direction. So it's gonna go one row at a time, and each row has that many elements. So whatever the width I had in there. So I do have another function I created, a pretty basic function. If the XY coordinates of the ball is within inside the brick, so if it's inside, the X starting position or the X ending position is plus width, and then same thing with the Y, so it's within the rectangle. Again, there's better ways to do this, but this is easy to understand. It's just bounded by the two boxes. So if it's in there, it returns true, returns quickly. So otherwise, it falls. Again, there's better ways to do this, but again, we're not going for performance yet. So that's the brick object. And now if I go to the breakout, I'll just create my first brick at position X, four elements, X coordinates, and two Y coordinates. No, I'm sorry. This is four elements wide and two elements height, and this is 2 and 2 is where I'm starting. Let's let's increase this to 8 or something like that. We can show that. So if I do 2, so that now I got that. So we have that. We go back to the program. So it's creating the brick, and this is all the ball bouncing off of every wall. And then here we're going to check if the ball is in any collusion. And for now, if it's hit any of the bricks, it's going to go to the negative speed of the direction it was coming. So as soon as it hit the ball, it goes down the other direction. That's all we're going to do. So if it hits one of the bricks, it's going to bounce off upwards or downwards, um, depending on which direction it was coming in. Simple. Once this is going, so with that, I'm just going to make a collection of bricks. So we can do one brick, but if I do new brick, the full B. So I'm going to cheat and copy this code here. I'm going to have the same height and width, and I am going to change the X, and I'm going to add, I'll call it offset 0, and I'm just gonna say, so width is 8 pixel, 8 characters, so I'm gonna say 9, so next one should start on the 9th position. So I'm gonna add it into the bricks. So now add it to the array. I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna use the same list. So now add initialized bricks, and now I'll go down here. I want to test if it's in collusion. So I'm going to check if the ball is colliding with any of the bricks. So if it's colliding, I am going to change the direction, and I'm also gonna I want to break out from the loop here. So I won't only, chances are only one collusion is going to happen. Anytime there's a collusion, that means just go ahead and exit out from this loop. So it's going to exit out of this loop and continue on. And then we have to render all the bricks. So I say b dot draw buffer, send my buffer. So let's see what it does. We got nothing. Okay, so what did I do wrong here? Let's see how we initialized it. X position, Y position, offset +9. Add the bricks. Check the collusion. Okay, should be. Let's two. Oh, put a stop here just to see what's going on here. Oh, okay. So I didn't initialize how many bricks I want. Okay, I was thinking about this wrong. I want to. I guess I can do. I could initialize it, but let's say I equal 0. That was dumb, but let's say 10 bricks. Okay, now see this initialization only is like empty array, so I was trying to iterate through the empty array to add it. So let's try this. I was thinking that wrong, but that's fine. It's part of. There we go. Oops. Let's see what it does if it hits. There we go. It's kind of sort of working. Okay, cool. So we got some bricks. So let me exit out completely. Alright, well, I would like to. This is a lame way of doing this, but I'm gonna have 2 rows. And I'm gonna say 5. And I'll put the offset back to 0. Just so I can see 2 rows. So there's 2 rows of bricks. Yeah, I need to find a different character than the hash for that, but hey, we got something. Again, the collusion, need to refine it, but as long as the object ends up inside the rectangle, it should do that. So now we got 2 here. If we decide to offset it 1 character, so it'll look a little bit. Let's do halfway. I want it to actually see 8. So if I do 6, eventually I want the brick to like half start full bricks and then half brick and then full bricks and then end up with a half brick, something like that. That's kind of what I was kind of thinking, but let's see. So now it's just like offsetted. That's fine. So the bricks, once you set it up the way you want it, it's like the initialization phase. Then you can kind of. Is it actually? It's not including with the boxes in the box. Oh, it does sometimes. That's interesting. Alright. So, bricks. X and Y positions. It's the same thing. It should go through the same loop. So I kind of want to actually go in here. I have another parameter. Um, row index and row index. Create a property. I'll set that to 0 by default. And then I'm gonna just use row index for that, for the color. So if I go back here, as I create the object, this is row 1, red is fine. Row 2, I'll put index 1. So now it should have 2 colors. Alright. For now, I'm going to get rid of the offset because it looks too goofy. Till I figured out how to. I mean, it's not that hard to figure it out, but I just wanna. And here, I would actually, instead of 10, I would have to do some math, get the width, you know, and see how many. What is the 8? So I could try it. I could try it. Why not? Wow. Bricks per width. Say that width divide by 8 is so that's how many bricks. I will say 10. That way, that's 2 gaps. Left and right gap, and brick width. So and X position. I'm gonna start with 0 because that's what I'm expecting. Let's see. This could crash. I'm going really fast. No, kinda did fine. What does it do if I do that? I don't think it's gonna remember the. Alright, so if I do 2, nope. I need to reread the. Let's go to the reference. See, width and height this. Let's re-render it. Not re-render it. Read the width and height every time we resize and go back in the menu. Not really accurate. Oh, that's weird. Width and height. So it should be getting it every time I re-render the menu on the loop. Brickout. Then height. Okay. Something to figure out, but Now it's almost to the end, so the math is slightly off, but it's kind of good so that it comes down again. And it's still not sure why it's not colliding with the bottom row. It's kind of interesting. Alright, I think that should be enough for this video, and I'll continue to um, add, add more features next video. We'll probably want to break or remove the brick as it collides, and I'll try to figure out what's going on with the second row. I have another Git repository in my um, GitHub for this project that I will push up. All right. Till then, next time. Thank you. Bye.